Welcome to Epic Stock Due Diligence. Please subscribe at youtube.com/EpicStockDD. Thank you.
Hey everyone, Ed here. Now if you're somewhat new to the stock market, you may not have yet encountered an LOI, letter of intent. Now what we're going to do in this video, we're going to dissect the anatomy of a letter of intent. Now a letter of intent can be an extreme positive. It can be an extremely, and I mean ultra bullish signal for a microcap stock. What a letter of intent is a press release that a company puts out, hits the reels, all the traders see it, and within the letter of intent, it may stipulate that fictitious company XYZ intends to blah blah blah. Now there's something you got to look at with a letter of intent. Just because someone in life may have great intentions doesn't mean that they'll follow through on those intentions. So in other words, a letter of intent when it comes to the stock market it holds no legal weight whatsoever. What I mean by that is that a letter of intent is just like saying, hey, I'm gonna get on a rocket and ride to the moon tomorrow. Hey, it could happen, you intend to do it, but are there tools in place to make that happen? Do you have a rocket? Do you have oxygen? Do you have food? Do you have a navigational system? How are you going to get to the moon? It could happen. Maybe somebody has all of that. But with penny stocks, most often letter of intents are put out as a kind of a, I hate to say this, but a justified pump. Because the company's not doing anything wrong by saying, well, ethically they're doing something wrong. But legally they're not doing anything wrong by putting out a letter of intent saying that they plan to do whatever. They plan to reverse merge with whatever company. They plan to purchase X acres of real estate. When they stipulate that within the letter of intent, they're not doing anything wrong from a legal standpoint. Now if they follow through on that, and see what typically happens with microcap stocks, when a letter of intent comes out, traders buy in just in case. And what typically happens, some of those letter of intent stipulate will acquire X real estate by such and such date. Now when they put a date in there, that can be both positive and negative because they've got a date stipulated that they're going to do it by that date. So when they do a date, maybe a week or so out, you're typically going to see that stock kind of stay flat, maybe a little bit of accumulation as that date approaches. Now, if they don't deliver on that date, typically you're going to see a very rapid sell-off. And as you know, with microcap stocks, they are extremely volatile. So we're not talking just a few percentage up or down. We're talking about a very rapid percentage decrease. Maybe even 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, close to 100% when they fail to execute. But don't let me scare you away from letter of intents. A letter of intent, if it does go through, will most likely, once the terms stipulated within that letter of intent materialize, then you'll likely see the buying even surge even more. So I mean it helps to build credibility for the company, because if they deliver on that letter of intent, the possibility that when and if they put out a future letter of intent or news or whatever, that the traders will feel that it's more credible. So just something to think about there. So don't be afraid by a letter of intent, but always know that when you see that letter of intent, that it could be it could just kind of be an effort for the company to legally try to pump sales of their stock. So remember that. And as always, feel free to subscribe. It's youtube.com/EpicStockDD. And if you've got an iPad and want to check out my book, it's got a link within this video's description. It's called The Penny Stock Perfectionist, and it's available on the Apple iTunes Store. And feel free to share this and all my videos with others. And thanks for watching.